Welcome to the KIMIYA Healing Podcast. Today I'm going to be talking about how you can manifest what you really are looking for and what you really are seeking to experience in your life. Manifestation, contrary to what you will find on YouTube or written in books, is a very deep, esoteric art. The reason why it's very deep is because it requires the entirety of our being in order to be done effectively. We cannot just think our way into a manifestation. We cannot just imagine. The key here is really to feel as if, to act as if. So just let that sink in for a few moments. How do we act as if and feel as if we already have what we're looking for if we are so far from that in our lived reality and our body that we don't even know what it would feel like? So that's a key component of the manifestation process. So first of all, I'm going to start by just explaining a little bit about why the word manifestation has come about. To manifest is almost to bridge one form into another form. So when you manifest, you're bridging information into insight. You're bridging an emotion into an action. You're bridging a concept into a physical form. You are essentially involved in an alchemical process. All of that information is readily available but not necessarily organized. So you are the organizing force. And in order to organize, you need to be available, readily available. It's the depth at which you need to be readily available and how you can find that within yourself, how you can vibrate at the frequency of what you are seeking consistently enough to realize it in a tangible way. And we really only realize in tangible ways when we see something, when we experience something through the physical form, when we touch something, when we taste something with our senses. So ideas, concepts, imagination, what's yet to be bridged into form, that distance is the resonance gap that we need to learn how to fill and that we are creating a bridge into. So a lot of the time, we find ourselves in a place where we really know what we want. We really, really desire it. We really have every reason why this needs to be in our life. It can be a job, it can be a person, it can be an experience, it can be a certain emotional quality, it can be a felt sense, a feeling. Now, the key here is to recognize, first of all, when you start desiring, where are you desiring from? Are you desiring only from your mind? Are you desiring only using your mental faculty? Because if you are, it doesn't matter how much you think that you're calling something in, you're actually not doing anything. And it takes a lot of mental energy to keep thinking about something that you really, really want, that promotion, that house, that partner, that holiday, that sense of satisfaction in your day-to-day, that personal best at the gym, whatever it is that you're focusing so much energy on trying to desire with your mind, what you're actually doing is, it's like playing snooker but missing the ball. You're missing completely the ball, and therefore all the other balls don't move where they need to move. The key is to get the right shot. And to get the right shot, You have to align yourself in your entirety, mind, body, spirit, and really allow yourself to feel what it is that you're truly, truly desiring. Mental level of manifestation doesn't work. You leak energy. You will find yourself calling in things that are lessons rather than blessings, and having to learn again about what you really are looking for. And you are missing the most vital tool that you have. It's like a power tool. And that power tool is your inner emotional realm, is your inside felt sense of yourself. It's the way that you reverberate within yourself. How is it inside your own echo chamber? What echoes back at you within yourself? This is the most powerful tool you have to manifest what you're looking for. And we come back to this question of how can I feel within myself what I want if I've never had it? Well, the question then is, if you've never had it, if you truly, truly have never had it, what makes you think you want it? You can only desire and seek and long for something that at some level you have touched yourself. It's a resonance. You want to resonate in that place again because you've tasted it. You may have only tasted a tiny little fragment, but otherwise you wouldn't have that longing. Now, this is important because when you can come into yourself and appreciate that actually I'm desiring something that I have experienced before. I'm looking for something that I can experience within myself at some level. Maybe I'm looking for it outside of myself or in a particular form because I want to experience it more vividly. The starting point here is powerful because the starting point is I already experienced this. It's available within me. It's available to me. If you can find that sensation, that feeling, if you can start to get close to it, move to it, let it move you, get familiar with it, feel it, approach it, embrace, and let your body be moved, let your heart be moved as if it was right there. When you truly, truly feel it inside you, everything starts to open. It's like a rose that just opens in bloom, but it opens in fast motion rather than slow motion. And it's an incredible experience of all of these fractals opening and realigning in the resonance of what you're feeling. So, just to recap, the key to manifesting is to feel. The key to feeling is to accept that you are feeling something within yourself that you've already felt before. May have been in a different context, but you felt it before and it's tangible. Otherwise, why else would you be seeking that feeling? Most of the time, we don't seek to manifest material objects. We seek to manifest the way those material objects or people make us feel. So we are seeking a feeling that we already have within ourselves. The more mental energy that is spent on manifesting through imagination or through certain techniques or through processes that are purely mind orientated, actually what's happening is you start to wear yourself down because you reinforce this notion that this feeling, this experience is something I need to call in. It's something I need to find. It's something I need to bring into me. It's something I need to create. You don't really need to create anything. You don't really need to call it in. It's already there inside you. You need to receive. And this is where it gets really hard. this is also where it gets really profound. When we recognize this feeling is a tiny little fractal inside us that has yet to be opened, that we have yet to be close to, yet to embrace, fully feel, no chance, we are not there yet. When we can recognize that, we have to then look inside ourselves and say, okay, what is it within me that is stopping me from receiving this? This is something I truly, truly need and desire. I am somehow stopping myself from receiving this. What are my unconscious belief systems that are preventing me from getting close, from allowing this to bloom within me? This is an ongoing process. You will not sit down in a single meditation session and crack this code immediately. You will repeat, especially if what you're seeking to manifest is very elusive to you at the moment, or seems elusive to you at the moment, or perhaps you're feeling really, really sad or really disgruntled, disenchanted, and you're seeking to manifest bliss and ecstasy. You can see how the gap is so large because you have to learn how to feel within yourself and receive and accept. And this is very challenging. Learning how to receive is inherently an act of doing less. When we receive, we cannot simultaneously be doing something. We have to be accepting. And when we start to accept, we start to fall back within ourselves into a stillness. And we start to allow. So when we go into manifestation practices that are based on doing something, the tricky thing is we can be moving away from the state we need to be in and the stillness we need to be in to truly, truly feel and receive. So you can reflect on this. Are your practices taking you into a place where you're doing more, you're using more mental energy, you're reinforcing the fact that you're separate from this aspect that you're looking for? Or are your practices actually proving fruitful? Are they giving you in real life what you're seeking? Are they working, basically, is what I'm asking. And be willing to reflect and evaluate. The key is to learn how to receive, because we are essentially fields of infinite information, quantum fields of absolute everything, anything you can ever imagine. And what we decide to open up to, what we decide to receive consciously through our body, through our heart, through our energy field, not necessarily through our mind. Our mind will support the anchoring, but what we let ourselves feel is what we will experience. So the key points here: you have experienced at some level and tasted what you're seeking. Remember that. You may not know it with your conscious mind, but it's there. With your body and with your heart, with your emotions, you want to let yourself feel as if. You feel as if it's already done. This is a practice. This is the ultimate practice, because your mind will be saying, but it's not here yet, but I haven't got it, but this is mad. How can I act like I'm feeling something that I'm not? And that is the secret, to actually still your mind and accept that you are receiving yourself and you are feeling what is already within you. The more consistently you can feel, the more consistently you can receive, you start to allow these fractals to start opening within you. When they start opening within you, you are changed. When you are changed, your resonance changes. You start to vibrate as if. When you vibrate as if, there's a resonance between you and what you're seeking, because now you are it. You are it. And that's what the joy is, almost. Sometimes I think we like the challenge of manifesting something and then going, wow, yeah, I did that. I got that. It's because you found a piece of yourself. You found something, a landscape within yourself that reminded you of what you are. And that felt joyful. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you do try this. I'm intentionally not giving you a practice. I'm intentionally leaving this as a kind of cryptic opportunity, because there's no single practice to follow to tell you how to feel, to tell you how to receive. You have to figure out within yourself what's blocking you from receiving and accepting, and how you can let yourself be what you are. Nobody can do that for you or give you a shortcut into that. This is for you to go on that journey of discovery. This is almost like the journey of life. Why would you want somebody to come in and tell you, hey, this is how you do the journey of life? Do these 5 steps and you've cracked the code. It doesn't really work like that. So be mindful of practices that are leading you into that ideology of you can do these things and then you manifest what you need. And there's a lot of people, especially in the spiritual community, promoting these kinds of practices. And at some level, they will be useful to create discipline. At least you're doing a practice. At least you're focusing on the notion of an inner world. But when you get into deeper levels and layers, you can start to really find your own. And I'm always an advocate of that. I'm always an advocate of seek your own compass and trust what you're being shown within your own body, and experiment without expectation. You are like a wild alchemical scientist in a lab, and the lab is your own field. You can start to see what works for you. So if you do try this, applying the principles that I've shared with you today, and you try it out, I would love to hear from you about what you're experiencing. You can also keep a journal to make a note of anything that comes up that you're aware of. And that will help, because the next day you're at least going in to your practice with a focus, perhaps, with a bit of awareness, rather than a fleeting notion of something happened, I'm not really too sure what happened. You're like, oh, okay, actually, I really am aware that when I opened up to receive this particular feeling, I got all these memories that came back. I suddenly had a stream of thoughts, and those stream of thoughts were all negative, or they were all self-limiting. So when you write this stuff down, you start to, day after day, recognize that, okay, there is something happening here. I am becoming more self-aware, and I'm going through my own process of realizing myself. Whereas sporadically sitting down and trying these practices and then going, oh, okay, well, nothing really happened. I don't have the car I wanted. I don't have the house that I wanted after a couple of weeks. That is not how this work is designed to gift you. It's designed to weave in with your daily life, with your daily levels of self-awareness, and for this to be a way that you operate rather than just a practice that you do. It's a way that you operate on an ongoing basis. So now that that seed is planted, I'm excited to hear what you guys grow and what you reap indeed. So be in touch if you'd like to share with me. Safa@kimiyahealing.co.uk.